Good evening, and thank you for joining us for continuing election coverage tonight. I'm Sarah Diamond.
I'm Josh Smith. Breaking news. Bill Lee is now speaking to a crowd thanking supporters for an apparent victory. Let's go live to Franklin.
I know that it is a very difficult thing to run for governor, and it's tough to put yourself out there in front of the voters, but we need more engagement in this public discourse and not less. And he's to be commended for his commitment to Tennessee, and so I thank him for the race that he ran. We've debated differences, and there will always be disagreements, but no matter who you voted for, there's one thing that we can agree on. All of us agree that we care deeply about the future of the state of Tennessee. So the television ads have come down and the yard signs are gone, or they will be if you go out and take them up, so please do. But I give you my word that I want to be the governor, and I will be the governor of every Tennessean. So I want to speak for just a minute for those who may not have voted for me tonight. I do. I want to speak just to those who may not have voted for me. I want them to know, every one of them, that from the bottom of my heart, I care about you, and I care about your family. And I'm going to do everything I can for those who didn't vote for me to ultimately make them be proud that I am their governor. Because I believe that Tennesseans, all Tennesseans, have more that unites us than divides us. And there was a great story in the paper this last week, if you read it, about Catherine and Billy that are neighbors. You may have read that story in the paper. They live on opposite sides of the street. They share different political views, but they share meals together. They have different yard signs, but they can laugh about that and joke about that and continue to be friends and neighbors. To me, that's a picture of what can be in the state of Tennessee going forward. It's an inspiration that I hope that we can all try to follow. E pluribus unum. It means out of many, one. It's our national motto. Os Guinness says it well when he said that e pluribus unum requires that Americans know what the unum means. And it's a unity that's achieved by embracing the fundamental things that are true to all Americans. Regardless of their culture or of their religious backgrounds, it means finding what binds us together, what makes us one state and one nation. And if we all take Catherine and Billy's example, Tennessee will be better off as a result of it. Over the course of this campaign, we've met Tennesseans from every walk of life. Farmers who fed us, the small business owners who are drivers of our economy. We've met teachers and nurses who have helped build our communities. We've met with police officers and factory workers. And we've met with leaders in some of our most distressed neighborhoods who are working for a future for our neighbors that fights hopelessness. And all of them have shared with us their stories, their struggles, their hopes for the future. And what I've seen and heard from every person is this: Tennessee is a very good place to live. It's a very good place to raise a family. It's a very good place to work. But as good as Tennessee is, we can be better. It can become a place of opportunity for everyone. Over the past 8 years, we have made tremendous progress in this state, making sure that everyone has a good job, that everyone has a good school, that everyone has a safe neighborhood. We've moved in that direction, in part because of the remarkable leadership of Governor Bill Haslam. Governor Haslam and the General Assembly have moved this state forward. They have set us in the right direction, and I'm honored to be in the privileged spot of working on top of what has been built before us in leadership. But now isn't the time for us to slow down or to be complacent. We live in a remarkable state, but we have some remarkable challenges. And while many of our parts of our state are doing right well, we have many neighborhoods and many of our neighbors that are struggling. We've got kids living in very tough neighborhoods, going to failing schools and wondering if the American dream is available to them right here in Tennessee. Right now, violent crime is ticking up in every major city in our state. And I believe that every neighborhood and every community can be a safe place to live. But we need to give our police officers and our law enforcement the resources they need to protect us. And at the same time, we need to bring people together. And that means going into communities like the inner city and building trust by bringing leaders from our communities together with law enforcement, asking questions of the people doing the work, and leading a conversation about how together we can make our neighborhoods safe. We also need a criminal justice system that not only punishes crime justly, but as I've worked in criminal justice nonprofits for many years, we need a system that gives offenders the skills and resources to re-enter society and not just re-enter prison. It's not only our urban centers that are struggling and that have challenges. Right now, 15 Tennessee counties are designated distressed and poverty, and every one of them is rural. And that's why, as governor, I want to focus on giving the rural communities in our state the tools they need and the opportunities they need to thrive. You've heard me talk about my rural roadmap, and you've heard about that. It's time to implement some of those reforms. We need to end the opioid epidemic that's ravaging, especially our rural communities. We need to expand broadband in our rural communities so the economic and educational opportunities that come with technology are not only available to those who live in our cities. And we need to be sure that the agricultural industry, which is the largest segment of our economy, has the tools it needs to lead this nation. And our schools need work as well. Our schools are not where they need to be. Despite the steady improvement that we've had over the last few years, Tennessee schools are still at the bottom of schools nationwide. I believe that Tennessee can be a place where every child can receive a first-rate education. And that's why, when I'm the governor, I'll be pursuing education reforms that put our students first, working hard to make sure that parents have every option to give their kids a shot at a bright future. These are just a few of the challenges that our state faces. There are many more. We know that every Tennessean needs to have access to high-quality health care that they can afford. We need to develop a plan that will provide just that. We know that every Tennessean needs to have access to a good job. We need to make certain that we're a business-friendly state that creates and supports businesses that create those jobs. We have some major challenges, but I believe that if we can embrace the opportunities ahead of us in the coming months and years, Tennessee can be the place that other states look to model how we address these challenges. Tennessee can not only be a place that leads in this region, but Tennessee can be a place that leads in America. And I'm confident of this, not because of me, but because of you. Because government is never going to solve the problems. But when we unleash the unique problem-solving capabilities of Tennesseans, then our communities, when they have the tools and the support and the freedom to address their own problems, we know that they will flourish. If we can do that, I believe that Tennessee can go from good to great. And I believe that Tennessee can lead the nation. I'm so blessed to have had the opportunity to bring this vision to you over the last year and a half, and I owe a debt of gratitude to many people for making this possible. To our thousands of incredible volunteers, to those of you who put out signs and wore a t-shirt and wrote a check and came to an event, never could we have done this without your tremendous help. To the remarkable, extraordinary campaign staff of mine. The team, yes, our team that created one of the best campaigns in Tennessee history. To my family, particularly to my children and their spouses, who sacrificed a lot in the year and a half to make this happen, and yet who have been fully supportive of me and Maria throughout this whole journey. We could not have done it without them. Most of all, to my wife, Maria. Who has been my constant source of strength and of encouragement, and who has shown me every single day what it means to love with all of your heart and all of your mind and all of your spirit and all of your strength. I could never have done this without Maria being by my side every county we went to, back and forth all across this state. And finally, I thank my Father God, who has blessed me in more ways than I could ever have imagined. Let me say thank you again to the voters of Tennessee. Thank you for trusting me with your vote. Thank you for believing in a positive vision for the state of Tennessee. Thank you for believing that we can take this state from good to great. It's a tremendous, humbling honor to be your next governor of the state of Tennessee. But I promise you something, and as your next governor, I promise you, Tennesseans, that I will wake up every day thinking about how it is that I can live my life and lead in a way that makes life better for every single Tennessean. God bless you all. God bless the great state of Tennessee. Thank you. Thank you.